The name is originally Boyance. It was my family name. And when my parents moved to Texas, somehow the name got spelled a different way. And all of us, is 5 of us with the last name Beyonce, and all of the names were spelled differently. And I asked my mom why, and she said, because however it was spelled on your birth certificate, that's what, they stuck with. And I asked her when I was very young, why didn't you just correct them and make them change it? Because it was very embarrassing for us to be all us kids in school and have a different spelling of our names. And she said she did once, but she was told, be happy that you got a birth certificate. Because, this was right after integration of the hospital. I was the first in my family to be born not in a colored hospital. So they didn't care, basically.
But now everybody knows the name Beyonce.
Yeah,
I don't know about y'all, but that sound like shade to me. Now her own mama got trolls on the internet talking about Beyonce was born a man.
That nigga fine.
Because her name is Beyonce. And it's a shame because they did the same thing to Michelle Obama.
And do you think that the United States will see the first gay president or the first woman president?
We already have it with Obama, so let's just calm down.
Got it.
You know Michelle is a
I'm sorry, she's a what?
a transgender. We all know.
Oh my gosh.
People believing the reason why her gumbo was so bad is because her financial situation is so bad.
Hi, Beyonce's mom is said to be an owner of a beach house in Galveston. That's really cool. Here's what's not. Neighbors say it's now a nuisance. Well, why is that? Fox 26's Don Keith joining us live in Galveston to tell us.
Yeah, Rasha, you may not be able to tell from here because take a look at it. It's an absolutely beautiful home. And the Galveston County Appraisal District lists Beyonce's mom, Tina Knowles, as an owner of this beach house. Market value $1.4 million, but it was hit hard by Hurricane Ike nearly 16 years ago. Since then, the storm-ravaged residence went from beachfront to being located smack dab on the beach. And I'm told it's been patched up, but Pirates Beach residents and the city of Galveston say the house is continuing to deteriorate.
If you look, this is the front row, second row, and we're third row over here. And so all the front row houses that were originally put in the development are all gone except for this one.
The home has been an issue for a long time. I mean, it's been in disrepair since Hurricane Ike. The city is moving forward with a demolition order.
On the other side, there's actually pilings that you can actually see through. The slab has fallen. It's fallen worse just from last week's storm. And
I mean, obviously, it's a little bit of an eyesore, or maybe, depending upon your perspective, a lot of an eyesore.
So it is a public safety and health issue. And we're afraid that it just may fall into the sea.
Normally, the tide comes up high enough to where the bottom of the house is covered.
So at high tide, we would be standing in the water.
Standing in the water right now.
Do you fear that your home will someday be in the same shape?
Yes, but we've been here since '83, and we've been blessed to be here.
What can homeowners do once their beachfront property is actually in the water?
So if it's a state of emergency, such as with Hurricane Ike, in this particular case, they were actually offered a buyout.
How much was the buyout?
The buyout, I believe, was somewhere around $450,000, and they chose not to take it.
So before this has lingered and dragged on this long, did the residents think it was kind of cool to have Beyonce's mom as a neighbor?
Oh, of course, yes. I mean, who wouldn't? Beyonce, I mean, come on.
Apparently, this post from Miss Tina Knowles on Twitter a few years back was of better times, showing off the beautiful view. And recently, did you see that when Charles Barkley said Galveston is horrible, did you see Tina's response?
Yeah, I saw Tina's response, and we left her for that response because we left Galveston.
Considering it's 2024 and Hurricane Ike was in 2008, I'd say we've given them more than ample time to respond.
Now, Councilmember Robb says Knowles is still being offered $150,000 to move the property if she chooses to do so, but she does have a limited time to make that happen because the demolition order could be in place in as little as 60 days. Now, Tina Knowles, is from Galveston Island. I spoke with a publicist for her yesterday and today, and she says Tina Knowles may be traveling because she hasn't been able to reach her yet for comment. Reporting live in Galveston, I'm Damalie Keith, Fox 26 News.
And the reason why her financial situation is allegedly so bad is because her relationship with Beyonce is so bad. And if those rumors are true, it's kind of safe to say that Beyonce is the reason why her gumbo was fucked up. It put me in the ER. Beyonce mama shouldn't be slaving over no stove at no rodeo. People are speculating that the whole family is having financial troubles and Beyonce not trying to help, especially seeing how she did her father, Matthew Knowles.
Matthew Knowles denies having a feud with his daughter Beyoncé over rights to the Destiny's Child brand. Recent reports by In Touch magazine claim that Queen Bee plans to sue her father over ownership to the 90s girl group that jump-started her solo career. In an exclusive statement to ET, Knowles slams the supposed lawsuit. These dangerous rumors defame my family name. They have no validity and hold no merit. They're founded by rumor mills who like to kick up sales, especially during the holidays. There are many other important topics needing America's attention. Knowles tells ET he is, quote, focusing on lectures and seminars, ones geared toward helping new artists become a superstar like Beyonce. Although Beyonce's dad still owns the rights to DC's name and music, he says he is focused on creating another successful girl group. Knowles is set to debut a new female rap group called Blush in 2016.
Fans are feeling that she's not financially supporting her mother either. And on top of all that, people seriously believe that this woman is a witch.
Gumbo was a domination and distraction spell. And this is all alleged. This is my own opinion as a psychic medium, as a practicing witch, as an occultist. One thing that I know is my grandma always told me that food is a way to a man's heart. If you want to manipulate and you want to control anybody, all you need to do is feed them, right? I got family down south. Baby, we practice that Haitian, Louisiana voodoo, that hoodoo. You know what I'm saying? And one thing that a lot of women do when they are trying to dominate situations, similar to what women do when they put their menstrual in men's spaghetti, they are dominating a person through the ingredients and the intention that they are putting into the food. Don't be surprised if she goes to New York next, because that's where her son-in-law's from. Beyonce and Jay-Z want New York and Houston on lock. Why do they want Houston and New York on lock? Why are they sending the mother for the domination and the distraction spell work? Because Houston and New York are hotspots. They have a lot of energy, a lot of potent spiritual energy, a lot of souls. The Houston rodeo is the hotspot for many people around the world to come to. Get this. Mama Tina's going to be here in Texas from the 2nd to the 22nd. 222, angel numbers. That's balance. She's trying to create balance in the dysfunction of her daughter and her son-in-law's life.
I don't know. Some of this stuff might be true. Just recently, they had to rush Patti LaBelle off the stage because they thought she was trying to put a spell on the crowd.
770. To my 8 years. Hold up. Wait!
Don't worry, we gonna get back to Tina Knowles and Beyonce. But did y'all hear about that man that was pouring that bleach all over them suits?
The store, we've been here for about 3 years. We specialize in men's suits, casual wear.
Wednesday was a normal day inside the East With Street clothing store. Catherine Vaughn asked the well-dressed gentleman who walked into the store if she could be of service.
He was looking for a tuxedo because him and his girlfriend's going to get married.
Store surveillance video shows the man walking around, browsing the suits. Vaughn was helping another customer, but she realized something was wrong.
I smelled the bleach.
The man was gone, but the damage was already done.
And basically, he came through here and took out this entire section of suits. Took them all out with bleach.
Then there are the tuxedos.
Nothing you can do to salvage this stuff here.
The damage estimate.
Now with the tuxedos that we found, probably about $6,000.
worth the damage.
But it gets worse.
Oh my goodness. It's more than we thought.
During the interview Friday, Catherine Vaughn discovers more damaged suits.
So initially, we were under the impression that the only damage that took place was outside on the main sales floor. But we can see he was busy back here prior.
Yeah.
Now the destruction of property is about $12,000, which comes out of the store's bottom line.
We can replace that stuff.
For Pastor Hobbs, it's not about the money.
As long as the employees are okay, there's no amount of money that even matters.
Pastor Hobbs posted the video of the suspect online, which helped police identify the man.
His name is Harry Vincent Davis II.
Davis now facing a felony destruction of property charge, with both police and Hobbs wanting to know why.
But I'd like to know, right? I'd like to have a conversation with him.
Pastor Hobbs says since the video went online, community support has been overwhelming.
It's just been amazing, the outpouring of love that, we never really imagined.
Reverend Hobbs tells me they are in the process of upgrading the security inside the store. Petersburg police say if you have any information about the whereabouts of the suspect, to call Crime Solvers at 804-861-1212.
It always be your own people. That's why a lot of black people decide that they only business gonna be minding their own business, because it's hard out here. People ain't got no respect. TSA workers quitting. People acting a fool at the airport.
Trouble at the terminal ends with 3 women in handcuffs. And tonight, police say it all started over baggage fees moments before a Philadelphia-bound Frontier flight. Deputies say the trio forced their way onto the plane, and when law enforcement told them to get off the plane, they refused. CBS News Miami's Anna McAllister is your reporter live at Miami International Airport, where the outbursts happened. Anna?
Lauren, just imagine this. You just boarded your flight, you're waiting to take off, but then 3 people on your flight, they get into it with deputies and the flight staff, and then everyone is forced to deplane, including yourself. Well, that's what happened over the weekend when this Frontier flight was heading to Philadelphia, and these 3 women, they got into it with not only law enforcement, but the staff there. Check out the cell phone video of the moment that these 3 women had to deboard the plane in handcuffs. Check this out.
You look good. You're not gonna do nothing. Enjoy prison, baby.
This happened last night at MIA after 26-year-old Devonna Cochran, 21-year-old Deajana Cochran, and 30-year-old Nafisa Dockery refused to get off their Frontier flight. Now, according to the arrest reports, it all started after a Frontier worker told them they would have to pay for their baggage. Investigators say that they refused and then got into an argument with the employee. After the employee told them that they would not be allowed on the plane unless they paid for their baggage, they stormed onto the plane. Deputies were called, they went onto the plane, and they told the 3 of them that they had to get off. Well, the arrest report states that the deputies, they asked them multiple times, but they refused. Law enforcement was then forced to have the entire plane evacuate in order to arrest this trio. And during the struggle, deputies say that Dockery spit on a woman. And we showed Frontier passengers the video of the women being escorted off the plane. Here's the reaction.
It's really crazy. Like, it's disturbing, because why are you acting like this towards the workers? I mean, you know the rules and regulations. When you read the flight, they give you all the information, the rules. You know you're supposed to pay for baggage. Why act like this? That's insane.
The group is charged with battery, trespassing after a warning, and resisting an officer. They're expected to appear in bond court tomorrow, and we did reach out to Frontier and MIA for their statements, and we're waiting to hear back. But for now, reporting live from MIA, Anna McAllister, CBS News, Miami.
It's too much going on in the world today. Your best bet is to stay indoors and stay outdoors. All of the hot spots across the country catching hell. I'm talking about New York City, Houston.
Houston and New York are hotspots. They have a lot of energy, a lot of potent spiritual energy, a lot of souls. The Houston rodeo is the hotspot for many people around the world to come to. Get this, Mama Tina's going to be here in Texas from the 2nd to the 22nd. 222, angel numbers, that's balance. She's trying to create balance in the dysfunction of her daughter and her son-in-law's life. And the only way they can do that is to distract and dominate. Why are they not choosing restaurants? Think about this, guys. Use your critical thinking skills. As a psychologist and as a spiritualist, I'm here to make you guys think. Why didn't she put it in the restaurant? Allegedly. Why didn't, and this is all my opinion, all my psychic opinion. Why didn't she put it in a restaurant? Why didn't she put it in a storefront? Because they want to put this out, and they want to put this out in areas that they're not only known from, but they have easy access to. Houston rodeos, there's going to be multiple people going through there. And if you're willing to sit in a line for 3 to 4 hours to eat gumbo in 90-degree weather, what else are you willing to do? What else are you willing to sacrifice? What else are you willing to give up? Because you obviously are the type of person that would follow due to you wanting to be in proximity to. So you'll follow what she's putting down and consume her spell work because you want to be in proximity to her daughter and her son-in-law. And that's the closest that you'll get to proximity to them is a $25 bowl of gumbo. Now, why did she decide to go to Houston, and why are they probably going to take this worldwide if they get the good money? Because this is all to funnel the money that they need to be able to create the network that they want. But it's not only that, it's to get the people in the environments that they're familiar with to be collectively, energetically attached, connected, and in contract with them. Because whatever you consume, you are. Whoever you consume, you are. How do you know she didn't put her DNA in that gumbo? Then you would automatically be under her spell. How do you know she didn't just take a piece of her hair, stick it in there, mix that shit around, and put y'all all under an illusion, right? And the illusion is for you guys not to see what's happening behind closed doors, what's going to go down, what's going to be exposed about the people that she's connected to and networking with, right? Her daughter and her son-in-law network with a lot of the top bigwigs, the big boss, as they would say, right? So there's no confusion around what's truly happening. The people that have spiritual eyes will see. If you know, you know. If you have pattern recognition, you will notice that around the time that rumors start to spread about these two celebrities, suddenly their parents or people around them start to create distractions around them. If you know about astrology, you'll understand that it's all in the birth chart. I looked at Beyonce's birth chart. She's a Virgo sun. She's a Scorpio moon. She is a Libra rising, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong. Scorpio in that moon aspect is always going to be emotionally detached and secretive. That's the reason why you don't know a lot about her. But with the Virgo being in her sun, she is the maiden. So everyone's always going to be very attracted to that Virgo earthy energy. You're going to think that she's humble and she's grounded. But the one thing that Virgos are good at, and I've dealt with a lot of Virgos and a lot of different signs, so I know the energies and the energy signatures. Virgos naturally try to come off as being very pure. A lot of them are, and a lot of them aren't, right? And the reason why I say this is because everybody has, challenges and obstacles that they go through. But when you have placements like that to where your sun and because your sun is the way that you appear to the rest of the world, right? And the way she's trying to appear is being this pure, angelic energy that you can trust, and she's so grounded. And when you see her, and that's why she don't go out in public a lot. Because when you see her, everything is scripted. She has to stay on script. If she was out of script and you saw how she was beating out of her man for what he's been doing behind closed doors, you guys would not want to fool her. You just see her as some country Texas gal. And I'm from Texas, so I know how we get down here in Texas. A lot of us be knocking our niggas' heads through the goddamn fucking walls. We don't play that, okay? So let me continue. This lady with the Virgo sun, she's going to seem very pure, very innocent, very wholesome. Scorpio moon. Scorpio is a little bit more demonic. Not all of y'all. I'm not saying that y'all are just evil. I'm saying that there's more demonic aspects to you. Your shadow work has a lot to do with negativity and overcoming that. And if you don't overcome that, a lot of y'all become very resentful, hateful, jealous, spiteful people. And you start to dwindle, right? She's not dwindling because she has the power of her audience. She's very secretive, very private. That's a Scorpio. We got the Libra rising, wanting to keep everything in balance, but wanting to also be a people pleaser. All these aspects of you wanting to come off as a pure person and a wholehearted, wholesome, humble person, but you also having this little jealousy within you with that Scorpio. You're very emotional. Your emotions are very all over the place. And this is the reason why you're so private. And then you got that Libra coming in. You're a people pleaser. You're always on either on this side or that. You never want to pick a side, but you always want to keep the balance and restore the balance in your friendships and your relationships. All that creates a natal chart for somebody that it creates illusions and distractions around them in order to keep people off their tail. And this is all alleged. This is from my own energy, my own, intuitive read, right? What I'm reading from the situation and what I'm reading from these people's energy. And me being a big time Beyonce fan since I was a little girl, I've always noticed that there's always something that happens, whether it be a scandal or whether it be information that comes out that makes them look bad. And they always, in their black nobility-esque energy, have to find a way to get the people or the energy to go in their favor. It's always been about domination and control with these two figures, especially with Jay-Z being a Sagittarius. If you know about Sagittarius men and Virgo men, baby. And Virgo women. Okay? I'm not saying that these signs are bad. I'm saying that the energy cannot lie. When you are an unevolved zodiac sign, and this is all we're dealing with, it's just throughout your life, you're going to meet people with different energy patterns, whether it be within the four elements, right? You're going to meet people with different energy patterns, and you're going to recognize that some signs are evolved and some signs are unevolved. We are dealing with unevolved people when we're talking about Hollywood, not evolved. You got to come in a covenant with deities and energies and demonic entities. You're not that girl. You're not that girl if you got to go outside of yourself for power. You are the power. Why do you need a higher power outside of your source? Your ancestors, your deities that you worship are the power. But when you're doing things and you're coming into covenant and you're making certain sacrifices, of course you have to do some type of PR to keep the balance is in check, right? To keep the money in check, to keep the image in check. It's all about the image, baby. A lot of you guys need to understand that it's all about their image. The mama is a distraction. She's the top witch. She's who taught Beyonce how to walk, how to talk, how to think.
People go to fast food restaurants all the time and never complain. You sitting at home, the commercial come on, the burger looking immaculate. You see the cheese all on it looking special. You get down there, it's not what you paid for. It's not what you expected, but you still eat it. Wash it back with whatever they put in that cup. Put ketchup all over it. You gotta make the food taste good for your liking, because when you buy it, you know it's gonna be some BS. Some people go out there and buy the BS, bring it back home just to hook it up. So y'all could do that 365, but when Mama Tina make a gumbo, she got bones and fingernails floating in her gumbo. I just don't know. It's sort of like we can't win for losing. Y'all let me know what y'all think about this in the comment section. And one more thing before I go.
Subscribe to my channel if that's what you want. But if that's not what you like, then you must be a punk. Hold on now, here we go. Who is this girl? She got that junk in her trunk. Baby girl, back it up, poke out your rump. It's S.A.T that you want, and my music hit so hard, make you say, oh